Hello Astro family, how you doing? How you feeling with the Cancer new moon we just had this morning at 3:33 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time? Happy Cancer new moon, happy first new moon of summer 2025. This summer we'll actually have 4 new moons. Starting with this one, the next one will be on the 24th of July in Leo, and then on the 22nd/23rd of August, right on the cusp into Virgo, very early Virgo on the Sphinx point, and yet another one on the 21st of September, end of Virgo, so to say, a blue Virgo new moon, a second Virgo new moon, and that one will be a partial solar eclipse. So lots of initiatory new moon energy this summer. And this one is the closest to summer solstice now, as the sun is overhead at the Tropic of Cancer, which runs through. I had a little discussion about that with a friend who was actually born in Sao Paulo on the Tropic of Capricorn, and the Tropic of Cancer, right, on the northern tropic, so to say. They run through Hawaii, run through Mexico and Cuba, and also Africa, including Egypt, then India, I believe. And yeah, so Tropic of Cancer. And the sun is now the furthest up in the northern hemisphere, hence we have the longest daylight, and summer solstice is here. This new moon celebrates summer solstice, and also is a big boost for Cancer because Jupiter is literally super close to that new moon. I show you the chart. Here it is. And you would have seen it if you're looked at my blog article or if you're a recipient of my newsletter where I post all this. Here is Sun and Moon and Jupiter together. Wow, that is a super new moon. Not a super moon, but a super new moon, a very enhanced new moon, a big deal with Jupiter now initiating Jupiter into Cancer. And although Jupiter already entered Cancer on the 9th of June, but will be in Cancer until the 30th of June 2026. So if your birthday is between the okay, so between June 21st and 30th, and you are a Cancerian by sun sign, you have 2 Jupiter birthdays in Cancer. Okay, that's how the math goes. But in any case, yeah, so there's a lot going on regarding family, belonging, children, and I also say our human family. We are we can feel at home in the world. This is one of the mottos I gave for Jupiter in Cancer. We can feel at home in the world, and also the human family comes on board, is really big at this point, especially since we are so connected, and Pluto is in Aquarius, also giving humanity a big boost to come back into his, her, our power, while not buying into the old systems anymore, let alone the old empires. So in the meantime, a lot is going on that feels very disempowering, and only because it's still the old world in its dying phase, acting quite destructively with wars, with wars that really spread like wildfires and can be super destructive. That is, of course, being seen in astrology through the Aries action in square with Cancer. So you see there's a lot going on in Cancer, yes, with Sun and Moon and Jupiter and Mercury, but also in Aries with Saturn and Neptune both about to go retrograde, and also Chiron. So the Saturn Neptune initiatory Aries ingress, so to say, entry into Aries, is in square with the new moon, while Chiron, end of Aries, is in square with Mercury, end of Cancer. So all this is a massive deal right now, and of course also for the United States that have literally now their Jupiter return. Their Jupiter is also in Cancer in the 7th or 8th house, I believe. So it's about other people, other countries from their perspective, and their human families. So traditionally, of course, the United States has been an immigration country and welcoming with open arms and open borders and open hearts, and not so much lately, quite the opposite. And this is all coming out now. And of course, this whole war, new war, Iran could yet lead to another immigration wave. We know about that, and displacement, killing of and wounding, and displacing so many families. Anyway, it's typically just about the power interests of political powers and industrial powers that fan those wars, and humanity is really so done with that now, and a new era is in the making as we're coming into our power, into solidarity. All of that is Pluto in Aquarius, and this is also where this configuration is pointing. There's this rare green configuration formed for the Cancer new moon. It has at its base Cancer new moon with Jupiter and Mars in early Virgo. This is all about reason and action that is based on integrity, and it's pointing to Pluto here. From the West Coast perspective here, even the mid-heaven, even the whole purpose, right? What's the whole point here? Literally, Pluto in Aquarius, in early Aquarius, Libra undertone. So this is all about fairness, justice, humanity, solidarity, and co-creation. This is the so-called Yod. Yod is actually a Hebrew word that means finger or hand, and is even used for the bookmark in the holy book of the Torah. And I learned that this is also called a Yod. Yod, I believe, is the proper pronunciation. But the meaning of this configuration in astrology is finger of God, finger of fate, celestial pointer. What are we pointed towards? What are we orienting ourselves to? It's a pilgrimage. It's also, you could call it also a dowsing rod. We are um, dowsing for water, for the water of Aquarius in this case, of our free and empowered humanity. So that is really a big process that is initiated also with this new moon, despite all these inflammatory flare-ups and warfare and so on. And as I said before, Saturn and Neptune, both about to go retrograde, for Neptune on July the 4th, yes, and for Saturn on July the 12th. They're now stationary about in reverse, going into reverse course here soon. And that also means the outer action and the karma, so to say, and the cause and effect with Saturn that has been launched needs to retract, right? So Saturn says less is more, and more creates just more of the issues. And with Neptune, things can actually really be have snowball effects, right? And so both will go soon retrograde, yet they're a big focal point as well with their stationary position. And the retrograde action will be very visible, very noticeable in July, where they also come the closest. And we will see, hopefully, responsible reversal effects of that. And yes, what's also going on, as I said, is the square from Mercury, end of Cancer, going into Leo tomorrow. A little bit more about that soon. Mercury, end of Cancer, in square here with Chiron, end of Aries, and not just Chiron. Actually, invisibly, I didn't pencil that in. But what's also there with Chiron is Aries. Mentioned her before, ERIS. That is an asteroid that is often underrated but super important in the 20th and half of the 21st century. Aries is mythologically the goddess of discord, and she apparently was the instigator of the Trojan War, while originally very personally motivated by her not being invited to this wedding, and she went on a revenge course and seeded discord that eventually led to the Trojan War. So this is an energy of discord and division, which we've seen a lot lately, obviously, um, as Aries has been met by Chiron. So the wounds and the need for healing when it comes to all this discord. Aries has been in Aries since the 1910s, I believe, yeah, before the First World War, and continues to be in Aries until the 2040s, actually, as long as Pluto is pretty much coinciding with Pluto's course through um, through Aquarius. So her last phase is ending then as well. So yeah, humanity is waking up. Humanity is coming more into its power, and then asks for all of us, how do we, with Pluto retrograde, find power within and solidarity, and also contribute from our best and freest and most empowered place to the evolution that is currently happening. Well, there's also so much destruction, yes. And so, Mercury, end of Cancer, what does that add to it? It is also the voice of compassion, of care, of connectedness. End of Cancer has a Pisces undertone. We are all human family. And so many people are speaking up and standing up and out now for that, in that name. Then, yes, Mercury, as I mentioned before, will go into Leo tomorrow. That will shift the energy again in the mental and news and communicative realm. Mercury will be for a long time in Leo this year. Every year, of course, typically for 3 or 4 weeks is the average, but this year, since Mercury will go retrograde, all in Leo, so Mercury will be in Leo until September the 2nd, and retrograde from July 17th until August 11th. So a really long, more than 2 months phase of Mercury in Leo. Of course, all you Leos and everybody with Leo energy love it and get a lot of attention, get a lot of yeah, can have a lot of opportunity to actually also come from their heads to their hearts. It's all about heart medicine, so to say, now in action, and in it also with strength and with confidence, showing our colors, roaring as needed, and yeah, and showing up, and yeah, being out there, being loving, being passionate, being expressive, creative. So it can be a really beautifully roaring summer, and hopefully it's not just another ego trip, which can be also the shadow of Mercury in Leo, because Mercury is considered in fall in Leo versus exalted in Aquarius. That's the contrast. It's best positioned in Aquarius traditionally because it can be very detached and very more of a witness, also an observer, look at the bigger picture, versus Leo can be very much focused on oneself and how one comes across, whether one is liked and loved. So basically, from the selfie perspective, back to the bigger self, to the heart, all of that, and not listening, not elevating the voice of the ego is a big deal also with Mercury retro in Leo. Yet celebrating and cultivating joy. So, what else is going on this week? We are now in the first decanates, first 10 degrees of Cancer still, but since summer solstice until the 30th of June. And that has also a Cancer undertone. So it's also very much about homecoming, about the feeling body is really activated now. And we are also, memories come up, and we might be drawn to connect with children, with family, with the bigger family also in the world. And yeah, and then also memories, of course, and also early childhood stuff. That is also where Aries comes in, because Aries has to do with early, with how everything started, right? So that is also early in life. And the Aries Cancer square axis has a lot to do with early family experiences, early childhood experiences. So these are also up for healing with Chiron in Aries. And how does the medicine come in through, from the Cancer side, through really good, loving care for the inner little one, and also through authenticity and yeah, encouraging our inner child and our old wounded self, perhaps, and also the one of others whom we care about, encouraging them to be a bit more courageous and bold and get out there. It is safe. All of this is very Cancer Aries. Then we are, yes, in the first decade. Then what's with the moon? Yes, new moon today. New moon still in Cancer. Let me get the calendar. So the new moon will be still in Cancer until tomorrow, the 26th, at 12:09 p.m. So just after noon. And so now is basically just this window with the new moon in Cancer, Jupiter, and Mercury. It are the days of the year with most Cancer energy. So, yeah, if you have Cancer energy, if you like to enhance, if you like to bathe in that, this is the time for it. And yeah, care, self care, outreach, family, and so on. Then the moon goes into Leo. That will be basically the young moon, the first sliver of the moon. We can see her tomorrow, Thursday evening after sunset, if the skies are clear. And as she enters Leo, oh, wait a minute. Okay. She enters Leo. What did I say? Sorry, the 12:09 p.m. tomorrow is not when the moon enters Leo, it's when Mercury enters Leo. Sorry about that. Delete and correct. But the moon will enter Leo tomorrow at 11:05 p.m. So all day today and tomorrow, the moon is still in Cancer. And then she enters Leo, and with that, we also see tomorrow at sunset, when she's still in Cancer, the first young moon sliver. And slowly growing. This is also a beautiful time for ceremony today and tomorrow it is. And as I said in my article, which you can find in the blog link below, the new moon energy is often characterized, or the suggestions are often to make a new intention for the new cycle. But I keep saying, I keep feeling for many years, this is just one side, the one coin, one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is the yin side. This is the yang side. It's a masculine intention setting outward. The yin side is the conception. This is also what's going on with the new moon. So being also open to conceive and receive. And yeah, so for that, for the combination of that yin yang new moon ceremony, beautiful time today and tomorrow. And then the moon will be in Leo all day Friday, all day Saturday, and Sunday until Sunday morning at 4:44 a.m. So, like the most part or the earlier half, early half of the weekend with Leo moon, waxing Leo moon, this can be a beautiful celebratory energy, great time to be out and about, show your colors, and be in yeah, the celebration of summer. I also see there's a weather prediction for the West Coast. Promises summery temperatures, which we haven't really had much here. But I know you guys on the East Coast had a heat wave, yay, and a tropical heat wave, while the sun was on the Tropic of Cancer. And we are following you. Hopefully, I like the heat, I must say, and but of course not the wildfires. And yes, so the moon in Leo, and then the moon will go into Virgo on Sunday noonish. Morning, 4:44 a.m. Pretty much all day Sunday, and will be also with Mars in the afternoon. This will be a wonderful day, actually, although it's Sunday, but a great day for a work project, um, which Mars in Virgo gives a good boost anyway. Started last week, started on the 17th of June and goes till early August, August the 6th. Um, Yep, so and that's accentuated by that newly waxing Virgo moon with Mars. Great time to get going and do something practical and also helpful, right? So helping friends. The combination of Virgo and Cancer is a lot about helping family, helping children, and yeah, being of service. Monday, the 30th, will be an interesting day because there will be zero aspect. So there's no alignment between any planet with another planet. So this is for North America, of course. If you're in Europe and Asia, you do have what we have on Sunday. You have that on Monday, but here in the Americas, no alignment whatsoever. Not even the moon, right? Not even the moon makes any aspect with any of the planets. Super rare, comes about once a year, and a friend of mine addressed that and spoke to me about it. She says she loves it. This is just a void zone. This is basically a carte blanche. Doesn't mean like anything goes, but it is a beautiful energy to just open up to whatever comes and going with the flow and being open to yeah, without any particular agenda whatsoever, right? So yeah, so and it's a void, so to say, a big void Monday in a good way. Then Tuesday the 1st, Canada Day, Colonial Canada Day, 1867, the Confederation. And we have the moon in Virgo, then going void, of course, being in Virgo until the afternoon, until 1:47 p.m., and then soon entering Libra at 2:16 p.m. And this is the Virgo Libra continuum on July 1st. Is a lot about alignment itself, and it's about design, and it's also about checking in which relationships, right, from the Libra side, and all choices too, right, are actually healthy, are in alignment for us, rather than dysfunctional, and all this comes up there, right? So it's a um, discernment and a weighing, right, and really looking at pros and cons. But it could also get us on the fence and say, shall I do this or not? Will it work for me? And is this what really is that what I'm best at and can engage in? So with that, also the late Virgo moon will be with the south node, and that moon south node connection comes once a month, in this case July the 1st, and that can get us too much into our worry mode, actually into our picky mode, right, when we see problems everywhere, and that's not really good energy. That actually sucks our energy. So less is more in that regard, knowing also that it doesn't really matter in the end. Don't sweat the small stuff, don't worry overly, and be make the best out of any situation. That's also Virgo. And also bring see the opportunity that can emerge in this apparent problem, a learning opportunity, an opportunity to practice something, or to help, or to even little contribution makes a big difference, right? And so that's it for this week. And as I said, the moon goes into Libra, then that will be already half moon. The actual half moon will be on Wednesday the 2nd. The following week will be also quite a powerhouse, especially July 4th. And more about it next week, or also in the Astro News blog, where I write about all these shifts. For example, Venus entering Gemini on July the 4th, Neptune going retrograde on July 4th, and then on July 7th, we have Uranus entering Gemini for the first time. So a lot is coming up early July. Keep an eye on it on the blog article, or if you're subscribe to my newsletter that comes via email, you find out about it in that recent one I sent out yesterday. And yeah, you're most welcome to subscribe. If you're interested in it, just shoot me an email. All of that is below here in the so-called show notes. And yeah, I wish you a beautiful week, and happy Cancer new moon, and happy transition into July. Bye.